My name's Galen Storey, and I'm currently a student at TCU. Exactly a year ago today, I was given news that completely flipped my world upside down. A year ago today, I was diagnosed with cancer. Just 2 weeks after my 21st birthday, I went into surgery to have a seemingly benign mass removed. And I woke up to be informed that, to everyone's surprise, it was cancer. Stage 3 alveolar rhabdomyosarcoma was my diagnosis, which is a pretty aggressive type of soft tissue cancer that usually affects small children. Speaking of aggressive, my treatment was just that and more. I had an additional surgery to remove 6 infected lymph nodes in my groin, and after that, I started 40 weeks of chemo. You heard me right, 40. I was pumped full of 3 different chemo meds, the mixture of which was so strong that I was essentially sedated every 3 weeks to get my big chemo. A few months into all that, I received 5.5 weeks of pelvic radiation therapy. I spent 2 extra weeks after that in the hospital at MD Anderson to recover from burns that covered my whole pelvis. I had extreme weight loss, muscle atrophy, and neuropathy from the meds. Both physically and emotionally, this last year was the hardest year of my life. With the help of many of you here today, my family, my best friends, my sorority sisters, Dr. Albritton, and all the people at Cook's, as well as my team at MD Anderson, I made it through. I finished chemo over a little month ago, and I'm currently in remission. If anyone, thank you. If anyone were to ask me what the hardest part of all this was, I would say 1, losing my hair, and 2, radiation. During radiation, I was bedridden with burns and other terrible side effects for over a month, or about a month. The Rutledge's daughter, Meredith, who lives and works in Houston, brought me a gift basket that had a huge white and blue blanket in it. As most of you know, hospital linens aren't the softest thing in the world, so we threw that blanket on my hospital bed as soon as we got it, and I used it throughout the rest of my treatment, and I still have it in my room today. This blanket provided me comfort during such a hard time. That is exactly what the Rutledge Foundation provides for AYA patients and families. Comfort during the hardships, as well as hope in the fact that someone is advocating for them. Young adults like myself can and do get cancer. In fact, our age group gets diagnosed 8 times more than children. An AYA diagnosis happens every 8 minutes. The public needs to be aware that we exist and we matter just as much as any other age group. The Rutledge Foundation recognizes that and understands that something needs to be done. Ideally, that something would be giving me the option to get my chemo under a cabana somewhere on a beach while a good-looking man serves me a pina colada and compliments my bald head. But realistically and seriously, something needs to be done so AYA patients have a place to get treated where they feel like they belong. I received most of my chemo at Cook's, which is great for me because I love little kids and Doc McStuffins and bright colors, but typically young adults would rather be in a place where it's catered to their interests and surrounded by people who get what they're going through. Something needs to be done to educate patients of their fertility and their options. The only reason there was a conversation about putting myself through fertility treatments and saving my eggs is because we brought it up. Something needs to be done to help transition patients into what I like to call post-cancer life. It brings its own set of challenges, from dating to education to financial issues. Getting back to the real world is hard. Most importantly, though, there needs to be something done so no one else has to go through what I did, so that no one else has to deal with the long-term effects I have to, and so that no one else has to have their life cut short. As young adults, we have our whole life ahead of us. We are the most underserved population of cancer patients, and that needs to be changed. I think it's safe to say that all of you have been affected by cancer in some shape, way, or form. You all know how unfortunate and heartbreaking it is. During the Rutledge's battle with cancer, they saw a need for a better and more personalized treatments, as well as research for young adults with cancer. I know how helpful they've been to my family and I think others would agree when I say I truly can't thank this organization for all it did for me and all it does for others like me. I want to encourage all of you to support this cause, whether it be donating money or volunteering or even just telling your friend a fun fact about AYA cancer. Get the message out there so that people know and a change can be made and a cure can be found. Thank you.